Greetings, 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 brothers and sisters. Greetings. First and foremost, we must acknowledge our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing His word to come out. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters are truly edified by this word. And the name of today's word is going to be called Drinking from the Bitter Cup of Pain. That's right. Again, the name of today's word is called Drinking from the Bitter Cup of Pain. That's right. So already you should know what the focus of this word going to be today. Is going to deal with pain. Before we even get into the understanding of the subject matter of dealing with pain, let's establish what is pain. Pain is physical suffering or physical discomfort caused by illness or injury. Okay, now that we know what pain is, understand that sometimes in life, you will go through this thing called the season of agony, which is better known as drinking from the bitter cup of pain. Let me say it again. Sometimes in life, you will go through this thing called the season of agony, which is better known as drinking from the bitter cup of pain. What you see on the screen, this is exactly, metaphorically speaking, this is exactly what it looks like, okay, when you drink from the bitter cup of pain. You see the facial expression on this woman's face? That's the expression that you get when you drink from the bitter cup of pain. And in Psalms 25:18, it says, "Look upon my affliction and my pain and forgive all my sins." Okay, this is King David. You see, King David understood the season of agony. He understood it very well. And when he dealt with the season of agony, he asked the Lord to look upon what? His affliction, look upon his misery and the conditions of him being distressed. Okay? It says, and my pain and his suffering. It says, and forgive all my sins. In other words, take away all my sins. In other words, may you allow me to receive a pardon when it comes to the burdens that's been bestowed upon me in this spiritual life that we live in, called the season of agony. You see? Yeah, as a spiritual man and woman, you'll find yourself crying to be rescued like David when he yielded and turned to the Lord. You see? So let's deal with this thing called pain, okay? In this spiritual walk, it's all type of aggravations of pain that you'll be subject to, okay? The pain of a lost one, the pain of just health attacks, mental and physical. You know, you deal with a season of agony, psychological pain, mental pain, spiritual pain, literal pain. You see? So we all, if you live long enough, you're going to drink from the bitter cup of pain. You can't get around it. You will get a cup handed to you, and it will be some substance in that cup that's going to be extremely bitter. You know why it's going to be extremely bitter? Because pain does not feel nor taste good. It's bitter. It's hurtful. It's discomforting. It's suffering circumstances. And in this walk, you will experience that. Look what happened to Job. Go to the book of Job if you want to understand what pain is and if you want to understand what pain looks like. Go to the book of Job. All you got to do is read chapter 1 and 2. That's really it. And you will see, and you'll have a beautiful spiritual scope, a spiritual understanding, a spiritual insight of was pain. This man lost his entire family for the most part. He lost his kids was taken from him. His livelihood was affected. And then he started dealing with the pain of agony physically, not just emotionally, but he also was struck with the pain of agony physically and even spiritually, to the point where he questioned the Lord. How could he be such an outstanding spiritual law-abiding citizen, but at the same time, all this havoc is being bestowed upon me? Job felt as though he didn't deserve any of the pain and discomfort and the suffering that he was struck with. But see, the point that I'm making is even Job know what it's like to drink from the bitter cup of pain. That's right. Imagine, being in a relationship and you love this person, you trust this person, and this person betrays you. That's a beautiful example of drinking from the bitter cup of pain. You got to eat that, man. You got to drink that. You got to deal with that. It's pain that I wouldn't wish on an enemy. You dig? Or when you lose someone you love dearly. Okay? That's drinking from the bitter cup of pain. That's someone dealing with the season of agony. You see? And when you find yourself in the state of being in a season of agony, when you find yourself drinking from the bitter cup of pain, okay? Like I said, in Psalms 25:18, David said, look upon my affliction and my pain and forgive all my sins. So David was asking the Lord, please, as I deal with my miseries and the conditions of being distressed, and as I deal with this suffering, can you take away, okay, and allow me to receive a pardon when it comes to those things that allow me misery and affliction? You see? So when you find yourself, brothers and sisters, in the season of agony, right? When you turn to the Lord, always be mindful of what this thing we call prayer. What is prayer? Prayer is a divine instrument. Prayer is a divine vehicle which you solemnly request help and assistance from the Lord, man. And it's one of your biggest avenue of comfort when you drinking from the bitter cup of pain, man. Cold-blooded, man. What's the name of the word today? Drinking from the bitter cup of pain. And as we get ready to close off this word, man, we're going to give you Revelations 21, verse 4, man. And we're going to close this thing out, man. In Revelations chapter 21, verse 4, and it reads, and God, who we know as Yahweh, shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. You see that? So like Job, man, all former things eventually passed away. He was able to persevere and he overcame it, man. And when the Lord comes back to restore order in this place, when we put us in our perfect space and place of love and peace, you dig? Salvation, eternity, you dig? No more crying. Because we know tears, when you drink from the bitter cup of pain, it will inflict tears on you. You see? When you drinking from that bitter cup of pain, you will deal with that when it comes to death, when it comes to sorrow, when it comes to crying. You dig? But it says in Revelation 21:4, neither shall there be any more pain, any more affliction and distress of the mind and body. You see? That's right, man. See, it's easy to drink from the cup of sweetness, Man, that you can digest that. It goes down very smooth and delightful, you see. But ain't nobody lining up drinking from the bitter cup of pain. The bitter cup of pain is like drinking bitter coffee, man. Like what you see on the screen. That's bitter cup of pain right there. That's bitter cup of pain. So please understand, if you live long enough, you will experience drinking from the bitter cup of pain. And hopefully you'll understand how to deal with that, aka experiencing your season of agony, man. You turn to the Lord, ask him to rescue you. You turn to the Lord and you seek prayer. You see? I hope you sincere brothers and sisters were truly, truly edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory and honor to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out, man. Shalom.